So it's an honor to introduce His Holiness Guru Prasad Swami here. He is member of Governing Body Commission of ISKCON at Rio de Janeiro and Brazil since 1987 and Caribbean since 2020. He is BS in Mathematics and Nuclear Physics from Purdue University, after which he was drafted into the US Army in 1971. At the University of Texas, he came into contact with the devotees of Krishna consciousness, and soon he was declared as chaplain for all Oriental religions in the US Army and Air Force. Left the Army in 1975 to join us, that is ISKCON, full-time as a monk, and took the vows of sannyas in 1982. We are honored to have you as our guest of honor at the International Conference, Maharaj. Over to you.
Excuse me, I've been a little ill lately, so I hope I can finish speaking. Distinguished guests, devotees, on behalf of our governing body, I want to welcome you. It is an honor and a privilege to be here with all of you today. It's by a coincidence that I was in the right place at the right time and could be here today. I find this is a wonderful event, an opportunity that we can merge science, the Vedas, and spirituality. Sometimes they're seen as opposing elements. And this is our challenge, to show that some of the greatest scientific information and knowledge is found in the Vedas themselves. The atom, the concept of the atom has been there for thousands of years. And in the West, they only caught up a century ago. The science is always searching for the smallest irreducible element. But in the Upanishads, it says, Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan, that the irreducible element, the supreme, is smaller than the smallest and greater than the greatest. And that is something that cannot be unfathomed or unraveled by any particular process or systematic analysis of things. It is simply something beyond the very reach of our rationality. So science takes us to that point. In the Mahabharata, it says that Tarko Patishta Shutayo Bibinam. By rationality, by logic, it would be very difficult to understand everything perfectly and understand the Supreme. And by different religions, there will naturally be differences. And by different philosophers coming together, usually they try to distinguish themselves rather than coming together to have a common platform. So I'm almost astonished that so many qualified dignitaries, PhDs, are coming together with that purpose in mind. It is certainly something that is extraordinary. I had began my background in life studying mathematics and nuclear physics, and after finishing my initial studies, I became a little bit disenchanted because I was seeing that science was becoming commercialized, that greed had entered in. Technology I always had envisioned the ideology of, being a physicist and discovering something rather than working for someone for their particular purposes. And So that became a little enchanted, and I ended up being a brahmachari, and afterwards a sannyasi, which I'm very happy that happened. This venture that is happening in this particular conference, and hopefully future successive conferences, is something that can transform the world. And instead of religion or spirituality, because religion sometimes tends to be dogmatic, whereas spirituality, we speak about the essence of religion, that seed which is there, the underlying root, and that brings all thought processes together. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that Traigunya Vishaya Vedha Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. He says that the Vedas have a specific purpose. And part of what we're doing today is a very essential element of that purpose, which is that Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. Krishna says, Arjuna, go beyond those controlling factors of the gunas, which are overseen by the planets which we're studying. All of this is connected and so important. And the fact that all of you are coming together to come to a common understanding is a demonstration of the one quality that allows spirituality and that allows science itself and philosophy to progress, which is humility. That one quality which allows us to accept what other people are doing and saying. And this is such an important thing. These conferences are so wonderful. And certainly this beginning conference is because most of you hail from a society that honors the Vedas. And that is something that we could, if we put together scientists from other parts of the world with other backgrounds, we would probably have a free-for-all. But luckily, such qualified, I read through everyone's qualifications, and it astounds me. And at the same time, there's a bond that allows us to come together and explore the rich heritage of Vedic knowledge, which is something that's beyond the comprehension. The Sanskrit language, which is so deep, even NASA uses it. It's so exacting, so perfect. And therefore, the background of the Vedas, the whole whole Veda itself is something that's so wonderful, something that can be expressed in a language so perfect, with such deep philosophy, deep concepts, cosmology that astounds the mind. I remember one of our very dear scientists and friends, Sariputta Prabhu. The last time I saw him, he said, I was just reading in the Agni Purana about a kavacha, a shield or a lens that covers the whole universe. And we can have so many telescopes and different apparatuses to help us see, but there's something mystical that will not allow us to see it unless we include the element of spirituality, the element of mysticism, which permeates the Vedas. So I express the gratitude on behalf of our governing body and our executive committee for all of you coming together today, for being here, and those that will speak maybe from afar or those that will come at different times. Let us collect this wonderful knowledge, your skills, your abilities, your dedication, and begin a transformation that can allow human society to progress instead of digressing into slaves of technology. So thank you all very much, and I look forward to hearing many different presentations today. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Maharaj, for so beautifully bringing the modern science and the traditional knowledge together in nuclear sciences, and also sharing the ultimate purpose of the conference as Nistrigunya Bhava Arjuna. And I also loved the common thread that you brought amongst all of the luminary research scholars who are here, that we all honor Vedas. Sanskrit is definitely Dev Bhasha. It is the language of demigods too. It's perfect language. And all of us are the students of this particular language. I could see most of the people who had come for conference today, they were into studying something or the other, or writing sincerely. And this sincere approach is only going to make this particular conference a success.